I'm going to crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolates?
Yeah. Yep. We got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, oh my God, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Spider-Man.
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my God.
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am Josh Wingate. He is Josh Kimmel. Josh Kimmel, O-U-S. We're back.
We're back.
I was waiting for like a we're back or something. I don't know.
No, I'm just happy.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. We've taken what, 3 to 4 weeks off?
We are Roman Reigns. We don't show up to work but once a month, and if we do, you get this. You just get us. That's it.
No, a lot going on over last week. I know you had a hockey game that you went to. I had the Phillies happening, which crumbled, and you threw the knife at me on one of your shows and twisted it. It's been a long road over the last month, couple weeks. But anyway, this is the Beer and Sports Podcast. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Mugs and Balls, also the network, Finn's Talk Sports Network. And as well, I know Kimmel is not drinking because he is a little baby back.
Yes, I am.
But
it's a school night.
I do have one, and I have a special one because my brother-in-law, he went to Iceland and he came back, and I didn't expect anything. And he messages me and he's like, hey, next time I come over, I got some beers for you. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, I got them from Iceland. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And this one is pretty cool too because it has that, as my lights are just not allowing you to see anything on here. It has kind of like that shield, like a Nordic shield on there. It's pretty cool. And it's from the brewing company, Viking Brewgus.
Have you had it before? Is it your first time opening it?
It's my first time opening it.
Oh, cool.
Each one, he got me one of each.
Cool. One of each. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
what's going on, Kyle?
I'm going to.
As he talks about that, I'm talking about my Essentia.
Yeah, there we go.
pH level. No, I want to have an Iceland beer, dude. I want to go to Iceland so bad. We were talking about a pre-show, like places we want to go, places we want to visit, and I've been thinking about that a lot because I've been watching travel videos, and Iceland is probably in my top 3 places I want to visit of all time.
It's a nice one. Looks good.
Cheers. Iceland, Greenland. I heard Greenland sucks.
Yeah, well, yeah, Greenland is. So back to what we were talking about.
For all you viewers, we talked about this literally before the show that no one knows, so you can't say, well, back to what we were talking about.
Well, I was about to give that premise of what we were talking about. Pre-show, we were talking about how you watched the show and you said it was on like Peacock or something like that. Rainn Wilson,
Wilson, yeah.
And the first episode was about Iceland. And you just fell in love with Iceland at that point and you want to go visit it. And I was telling you about how Iceland was kind of discovered through, and the story is told in the show Vikings. Vikings actually found it. And in the show, at least, I don't know the exact way it was found, but in the show, a guy named Floki was traveling because he was just tired of everybody. And he was traveling on a boat by himself and he was going crazy. And he crashed into what is now known as Iceland. And when he woke up from the ship, he looked up and he found like this beautiful waterfall and everything happening. And he, at that point, thought he was in Valhalla. He thought he was in his heaven. And Iceland is just a beautiful spot. And I think everyone kind of knows the story about how Iceland was called Iceland because no one wanted people to go there because it was beautiful. And Greenland is just this rocky, nasty terrain. So they called it Greenland. So everyone would go to Greenland. No one would go to Iceland because no one wanted to go to the cold. So.
Genius. That's like a Josh move. That's an ultimate Josh Kimmel move.
Yep.
I don't want to be around anybody. No, not you.
I thought you were going to like call it just a Josh move. So it would encompass both of us. But whatever.
No, we're a little different. You know, I want to be alone. I don't answer text much. You know, you're very social. You're on these spaces. And
I have not been social at all.
I know you haven't. Yeah, you haven't. I'll send you a text, and I'm like, oh, all right,
Is he
cool.
gonna get back to me?
No, you're always good with me. But yeah, I didn't mean to twist your heart with the Phillies. I just was talking shit, dude. I get it. Sports suck. Like the
No, yeah,
Dolphins
it's
game
good.
sucked.
Well,
Hockey
you just
sucks.
went to a hockey game. How was that?
Lost in
You
overtime.
oh, you did? Okay. You would. But Lightning suck.
No,
No, I'm just
they're
kidding.
winning. They're winning right now, 4-1. I'm dedicating more time to hockey this season because I upgraded to half season. Not that anyone cares, but now
Ooh,
I'm going to 20 games a year instead of 10. And there's a lot of new faces on the team. A lot of people left the team, so I am.
you're the most social sons of guns you've ever met there.
It's ironic is like I want to be like obviously I like doing this stuff. I like talking to you and talking to my friends.
Yeah. But you have kids, and
But,
kids take away a lot of your social.
but hold on, I don't want to talk to people. But I want to talk to a few people that I
Yeah.
talk to, and I want to do it over YouTube or whatever, so people can join in. But I don't want to talk. But hey, Kyle and anyone else watching, if you interact with me over, I'm never going to be reaching out first, and I've noticed
I
that.
feel like you're most social on Discord. Um,
Here's where I'm most social, and I'm being dead ass serious. And I told this people, and I'm in like 26 fantasy football leagues, and
this
there's
is
a
good.
couple of people are like, oh, I sent you trade offers, bro. If it's a Twitter DM, if it's an Instagram DM, if it's this, I'm not gonna see it. So I've been posting my personal phone number in every group chat that I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, just text me because that's the only thing I'll look at these days. I don't know. I'm
This
over
thing is
social media. I'm
really
over
good.
fucking people. I'm over everything on social media. Social media, my feed right now on Twitter is fights, high school fights, Israel war, and like fantasy football. That's
High
it.
school fights.
I don't know why.
What? I'm
I
a
don't know why.
30-year-old man watching a bunch of high school.
I'm not watching
fight.
it. No, I'm not watching it. Somebody that I follow or whatever likes them. So then you know how like that works. So like I don't know who it is. But I see it all day.
I'm just sitting here watching high school fights and the war.
That's pretty much my social media feed. I don't like it. I really don't like it. But
I can agree with this. Hunter is 100% right.
It's true, man. Like it's a tool. It's I'm gonna start sharing these high school fights that I see on my Twitter feed, just so you guys can see them too. It's ridiculous. It's just nonsense.
The thing is, if you want to get a hold of me, like Twitter is like probably I'm the most active on Twitter DMs, and Kyle can tell you I'm not that active on Twitter DMs. So yeah, if you need to get a hold of me, it's probably the best way to get a hold of me is a text message as well. So yeah, we're both there.
What's up, Bobby? No, YouTube isn't really social media. It's just a platform. But here's the thing.
It is social. You can have conversations. There's a way to interact with someone. So I feel like it is social media.
It's a social media? Okay. Well, I don't think it is one. But I just downloaded TikTok.
Oh, are you doing the dances?
No. But OUSFF is on TikTok, so go follow that. We started making videos for that, and I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Right, I have no idea how to do them. Justin does them, so he's like, download TikTok, and I did, and he gave me the login for the fantasy show, and I'm like, I have not logged in yet. I have the password, I have the username, but I don't want to log in. I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to see TikTok. I don't know what to do, Josh. Do I just become a company guy? I'm a TikTok guy.
I feel
or do I just say, screw it, Justin? I'm not doing your TikToks.
Yeah, I would do that. I'm not a posting person. I don't post anything. Where you post on Twitter, there's not a platform that you're going to find me posting very often on. This is the most I post is these live streams. But
Kyle, I don't want to make content on anything. Honestly, you know what my content is? You know what I want to do? And I might not be good at it, but I don't care. I want to get on the microphone and just talk shit. That's all I want to do. I don't want to be liked. I don't want to be disliked. I just want to be here. And I want to, whenever I tell people on Twitter,
you just want to be present.
Hold on, but when I'm right, on something, I want to be like, hey guys, I don't think you should start 2 this week against Kansas City.
You want to pull that video up and say, look, I was right.
But then a bunch of people are like, oh, he's an instant start. And Kyle probably knows that I was, oh, you're blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, guys, like, we don't need to argue about it. I just don't think it's a good idea. That's what I want on social media. I want to say what I want to say, but I don't want to respond. Say
Yeah.
it and be done. That's what I want. I don't want to ever come. I don't want a secondary talk. I don't want a follow-up question. I want to say my piece and move on. That's all I want in life.
Yeah, no, I get that.
There's
I
nothing
get
worse
that.
than small talk in real life. And all Twitter conversations is small talk, but on an application.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. And that's probably why I don't talk that much, because small talk, I'm
Sucks.
awful at. You don't want to get into small talk with me because it's going to be an awful conversation.
It's like I mean, okay, so I hang out with the same friends weekly, daily, whatever it may be. Talk to the same people. It's always going down to the same thing. Fortnite,
Yeah.
Dolphins, fantasy
See, I'm
football.
not even good at that. Like, I tried playing Fortnite with Josh, and he ghosted me after.
Because you were so bad.
Was I?
You were beyond bad. It was like really bad.
It was the first time I played in like 3 years.
Hunter wants to know what you're drinking.
I am drinking an Icelandic beer called Lager Island. It is from Viking Brugus. It is straight out of Iceland. My brother-in-law brought it over from Iceland when he went there last month, and it's actually very good.
pH level 9.5.
Very light.
9.5 pH water. Because I'm healthy.
Yeah, I'm not a big. See, here's the thing about Fortnite.
Fortnite's awesome.
I don't play Fortnite, so I play Call of Duty, and the game is completely different than Call of Duty. So it was rough. If you want to, play me in Call of Duty, if you want to.
So, Call of Duty sucks. It's just water, Hunter. Zero build sucks. It's just water. I already have my creatine. I already have my protein intake for the day. I'm set. But let me tell you guys something. Since Halloween, we haven't spoken about a month. So some of you have been coming over to OUS, Hunter. But since Halloween, my face has gotten a little bit puffier because your boy has put down.
That.
Your boy has put down a lot of reasons. A lot.
Here's the thing. I'm a big like gummy candy person.
Yeah.
My daughter got 0 gummy candy. And if it is chocolate, I'm not allowed to touch it because that's her favorite candy. But she doesn't like what's the one that no one likes? The candy bar. Can't think of it right now.
Mom and Joy?
No, that's my favorite.
This is what we had to filter out. Like literally, we had to filter these out.
I would crush those things. That is one of the best candy bars in the entire world.
Awful.
Awful. I forget what it's called. But she didn't like those, so I ate them all.
You ate them all.
Yeah. Other than that, I actually purchased my own
Milky Way.
Milky Way,
baby.
There you go.
Dude, Milky Way's fucking rule. The dark ones, the dark ones are the best ones.
She doesn't like Milky Ways.
That's lame.
But she likes Reese's. She doesn't like Snickers either.
People are here for the candy rankings of the Beer and Sports Podcast.
Hey, we can do that. I'm all in. Mine would be completely different than anyone else's.
But I will just, Hunter, and anyone noticing my face has gotten a lot fatter since I've seen you guys last. I know, I've noticed too.
Yeah.
I haven't shaved. Like Halloween's gotten me off the rails, but I'm coming back. I'm coming back, guys. Don't worry about it. I crushed 4 Miller Lights.
Have you stopped working out?
Yeah, I'm not stopped.
Oh, I can just tell a little bit.
I know. Limited. Ever since my tooth pain, you asshole. Yes, I have stopped working out. You jerk. Thanks for noticing. You know what, Josh? That hurts my feelings because I'm self-conscious, right? About my shoulders and my width. And you're gonna over here and say,
"What?
Did you stop working out? What did you lose?" Yes.
One of my buddies is just
like say that to people.
And I would see him in a photo with like all their friends, and I'm like, wow. I mean, are you really working out? Because you kind of look big in that photo, as far as like not muscular.
Dude, don't tell that to people.
He would look at that photo and be like, yeah, you're right, and then like just straight go as hardcore as he could in the gym. So I'm trying to motivate you. So I hope that you take this away and you say, I'm going full all in at the gym.
So I went. Oh, Toronto scored again. Damn. Anyway, fuck Austin Matthews.
The Blue Jays.
Toronto Maple Leafs. Lightning were up 4-1 going to intermission. Now it's 4-3 with 14 minutes to go in the second. And I think Matthews just scored, so it's not good. It's not good for the good guys. But anyway, we have my brother. My brother is very muscular, very strong. We went putt-putt golf with my daughter and my boy and my Uncle Sam, my brother. And it's the first time my daughter's seen Uncle Sam in a long time. And so afterwards, whatever, I'm like, hey, so do you think he's older than me, younger than me? I want to gauge what I look like, right? She's like, oh, he's definitely older, like mid 40s. I'm like, oh, yeah, because he's younger than me. So like, all right. But she's like, but he's way more muscular. And I was like, what kind of backhanded bullshit compliment is that? So like, I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, she's like, yeah, he's just built more. He's just more cut. I said, because he's more tan. He is more tan. I'm like pure white. He's like pretty tan.
Yeah.
She's like, well, lift your shirt up. I'm like, okay. And she's like, flex. I'm like, she's like, yeah, he doesn't need a flex. It only looks like that. She knew. She freaking knew. All you assholes, you knew. It sucks.
It's motivation to try and get you into the gym because we know you need that extra motivation. You get in that little point of just getting into the same old rut. We need to throw you over there a little more and get you going.
Hot Twix is not mid, Hunter, by the way. I just want to say that. It's not mid. Twix is elite, but Snickers is mid. I will say that. I don't pay attention to connected. Who is this? Sorry for my.
Yeah,
I'm in. Hey, sign me up.
We're in. Let us know.
Hit me up in the comments below. Leave your contact information.
Yeah, we're all in.
Anyway, the most mid candy bar of all time, and I know people are not going to agree, Snickers. Mid as mid could be.
See, I would agree with Hunter that I used to like Three Musketeers when I was younger. Not anymore.
Nope. Is it the nougat? The nougat's pretty good.
No, I don't think it is. It needs something. It's just soft. It needs something in there too. Like that's what makes Snickers really good. And if you say Snickers is mid, then your candy bar, like you don't understand candy bars at that point. You like need multiple.
No, hold on. Like if I had to choose a candy bar that I'm seriously going to eat like a whole thing, it's going to be crispy. So it's not going to be a Milky Way, but it's got to be crispy. So like I'm talking Baby Ruth. I'm talking.
I thought there was a candy bar called Crispy I didn't know about, and I'm like, what the hell?
No. It's gonna. What I'm saying is it has to be some kind of crunch, crispy. So Baby Ruth is probably like number one because it has the peanuts. And it doesn't.
Have you had a Take 5 bar?
Yeah, Take 5 is awesome.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite But at the same time, that thing you have behind you, if you like turn to is it your right or your left? That Almond Joy that you have.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good because it does have that crunch too. It has that almond in the middle.
It just has coconut.
No, an almond right in the middle.
No, but there's coconut.
You're not a coconut fan?
No, coconut's awful. No, the only thing I like coconut in is in my stouts, my barrel-aged stouts. That's it. Other than that, coconut's complete trash. Like coconut, one of the most trash things of all time.
Payday's good too, but only at I don't want a king size Payday. Because it gets salty at the end, and you're just like, okay, I've had enough of this.
Yeah, you've had enough. So you had to a Payday's good. Cut in half.
Yeah.
Yes, cut in half. Put in a little Ziploc bag. Come back for it tomorrow. Like that's a Payday. Paydays are awesome though. Don't get me wrong; those things are phenomenal. But I'm not really a chocolate guy. Like if I'm eating candy, like
me either. I'm a gummy person.
Because guys, I admit I'm not going to say the F word, but I've been so undisciplined, and I've been munching.
Oh,
these things.
I've had those. So back to my story. Emma didn't get very many candies. Well, not gummies, not candies. She got a lot of candy. And that's my thing. So I DoorDashed from the dollar store a bunch of candy. I got.
What are you doing? DoorDashing candy at 30-something years old. What are you doing?
I didn't want to leave the house. I work from home. I don't want to leave my house. No, I'm a shut-in.
So what'd you DoorDash? A bunch of fun size stuff?
No, it was they had some really good stuff. We so Laffy Taffy. Did you know they had candy? Like gummies?
No.
Yep, they have that. Twizzlers.
Twizzlers are legit.
The pull apart Twizzlers. The cherry did that. Got a lot of stuff. Can't even
All
talk
right.
about
All
everything I
right.
got. It
All
was
right.
phenomenal. Airheads, they have gummies too.
Yeah, they have gummies. I know that.
Those are really good
Those
too.
are delicious.
I
Those are delicious.
did definitely DoorDash candy, because I needed a dessert. I'm a sweet person, so I need to
Yep.
have dessert.
I can. Yep.
Um,
Yep. Mobile, Alabama. He had to have his fruity cereal,
did I?
fruity pebbles. Yeah, you had to buy a big ass bag. You know why? Because I took them home. Because
Oh,
you said take them to your kids. Because I was driving home and you were going on a plane.
I don't remember that. I
Yeah, it was like a
remember making breakfast
two,
every morning.
two giant bags of fruity pebbles and cocoa pebbles, but the store brand, like the Winn-Dixie kind of whatever the store was.
Did we
At
DoorDash
the,
that?
no, we went to the store.
Oh, we
No,
did.
we
It
went to
was across the street.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was we went. Me and you both went in the morning. You fucking just bought these two giant bags of either one was an off-brand Cocoa Pebbles, one was a Fruity Pebbles, and you would just eat random bowls of cereal like in the middle of the day. I'm like, this is awesome. Like I want to do that,
Yeah.
but I didn't. I don't do that, but I want to do it.
Oh,
Speaking
I
of cereal,
I can eat
I,
cereal any time of the day.
did you buy this DoorDash candy the day after Halloween like I did? Because I went to Publix the day after Halloween. Boo Berry, Count
Ooh,
Chocula. All those were like from $7 a box the day before to freaking $2.99.
$1. Oh.
I snatched up like 20 boxes. I'm not even
Yeah.
joking. I'm not even joking.
I've been trying to get my daughter to like, and the worst parent move in the entire world. I'm trying to get her to like the sugary cane or cereal. Right now her favorite cereal, and I'm like, you might be a serial killer. She likes plain Cheerios.
Yes. The yellow box.
Yes, just plain Cheerios.
I love the yellow box. Yes. Does she like mini wheats?
Um, she had them about a year and a half ago, and she liked them. Frosted mini wheat, she did.
So what I do, frosted mini wheats, but I like the Life cereal, but not cinnamon, just Life, just not flavored.
What?
Yeah, that's delicious. I like Cheerios, no flavor, not the honey nut. Don't give me no melody. I like the regular old cholesterol free. Yeah, and I like corn flakes. I'm
Do you
being
put
dead
anything
ass.
on them?
No,
What
I'm
is
being
wrong
dead
with
ass.
you? What
Ever
is
since I
wrong
was
with
a kid,
you?
I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I like this stuff. And I don't know what
Are,
it was.
are you okay?
No, but maybe your kid is into that stuff too. Like they have different taste buds. Like for example, my son won't eat sausage links, but he'll eat sausage patties. And I know it's a different thing, but some kids just don't like certain things, and I just never grew out of it. Where well, actually, I'm supposed to grow into not liking sugary candy, or I didn't like the cinnamon toast crunch. I never really liked the Captain Crunch. Like just give me the plain cereal. It's not hard.
See, like Life cereal, I'll eat the cinnamon. Cinnamon Life, I'm all in. But plain Life cereal,
Yeah.
probably not, unless I put some like sugar on top of it.
Yo, Kyle, what kind of candy did you get afterwards? Because there were some good ones at Publix if you got there early, but you probably don't have Publix. Well, your
No,
store
I
of
don't.
choice, whatever your store of choice may be.
I would love. I just made this comment the other day. I would love to have a Publix here.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. This is the first year ever I didn't carve a pumpkin. By the way, no pumpkin was carved at the Kimmel household.
Yeah, we didn't do that either. We got pumpkins and we let my daughter paint them.
Didn't even do that. It was way too hot, dude. If you get a pumpkin, it'll spoil within 2 days. So it's no point.
Yeah.
It was way too hot this year. For Halloween, incredibly hot.
Yeah,
Incredibly hot. Look at us
Well,
talking about the weather. We are 30. We're almost 40 years old, probably talking about the weather on a sports podcast.
there we go. We mentioned anything about sports this entire time? We did mention your hockey.
Well, let's be honest here. Dolphins were embarrassing, seriously, and the Cowboys suck again. So
I mean, we can talk about that, but
we don't want to. I don't want
were
to.
the Dolphins sucky? Because I don't think they were. I think the Dolphins came down to coaching, 100%. You had 2 timeouts. You were gashing them in the run game, and you decided to throw the ball 3 times in a row.
Bobby, what I say on Twitter, Kyle, you were in the tweet. You're not going to beat the Chiefs in the air. You're going to beat them on the ground, and you're right, gashing them, and all of a sudden they get away from it. And it's when like the drive before, run, awesome. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got to force that tiebreak. We got to force it here. What are we doing? That really was frustrating. And to me, it seemed like, I don't know if I was watching it with a different viewpoint as Kyle or you or Hunter, but I felt like they were just trying too hard to get the ball to Tyreek
Yeah.
to him that special to have him
To
like
have that
special moment.
storyline.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is kind of hurting the offense here.
Yeah.
As soon as like Mahomes went down the field the very first drive and just did whatever he wanted, I kind of threw my hands up and said, this game's going to be over. Although it
Yeah, I thought
wasn't.
so too.
But I'm like, this game's going to be over. The Dolphins aren't going to be able to play from behind. They can't play from behind. They can't. They have to. They have to have a
almost
lead.
proved to me, coming out of halftime, I've always said, depending on what Dolphins show up, how they respond to adversity. That's what I've always said. You're going to see the real Dolphins on how they respond to adversity. And they came out of halftime and they didn't allow a point. They were just dominating the second half. And I was like, okay, this is a storyline that we're looking for. If you are a Miami Dolphins fan, you want to see them compete against one of the, I'll just say it, the most explosive offense in football. Doesn't matter if they're explosive right now. When it comes time, they can turn it on and be the most explosive team in football. And they throttled them. They weren't able to do much, and nearly come back. In that last drive, they looked good. They were running. They had that long run. I think it was Mostert who had that long run, and then after that, they just stopped. They threw the ball and they couldn't do anything.
So let me ask you this. I talked to somebody about this. Not sure if it was a real life friend or someone on Twitter or whatever, maybe, but we both agreed that it's like, it's the Mike Tyson thing. Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. In the Miami Dolphins, when they get punched in the face, every strategy, everything just goes out the window, and McDaniels goes into panic mode and they force things, like Hunter said, just playing arrogant, forcing things. I feel like when everything goes to plan step by step and there's no hiccup, they are one of the best teams in the league. But when, like I said, they miss one step or they fall down a little bit, they stumble, they don't know how to recover, pick themselves back up, dust themselves off, and actually play well. Now they did in the second half, right? We all know that, but it still wasn't good enough. I look at the Dolphins' schedule going forward after this bye week. I'm just talking fantasy purposes right now. I know a lot of people like, oh, real life football, but Tua is a sell high to me. People are still. I could not believe the amount of people who tried to tell me that the Kansas City Chiefs suck defensively and that Tua is
one of the
auto
top
start.
defenses in the league.
That's what I try to tell people on the podcast with Justin and David. I said the Chiefs allow 168 yards through the air, average. They do not let any quarterback do well in fantasy. Why does anyone think that Tua should be a starter this week in fantasy football? Oh, this and that. And I had people tell me, top 5, bro. He might be the number 1. Why are you still thinking about the 2018 Chiefs defense? Are you still thinking about those days? Because those days are long gone, dude. This secondary is shut down. They really are. And I just couldn't fathom. Anyway, so I look at the rest of the schedule for Tua. He's got the Jets twice. He's got the Bills again. He's got, I think, Dallas again. That's 4 matchups I don't want to start Tua again. Not because I don't think Tua can do it, but we've seen it proven when he plays a tough team, a tough defense, fantasy-wise, he gets shut down. And that kind of goes along with real-life football. I mean, it's facts.
Yeah. Where do you fall on the Tua MVP race?
He's not the MVP. If he was the MVP, he would have won at least 2 of the. He would at least beat Buffalo or Kansas City.
Who do you think is the MVP right now? It's a tough conversation, but
it's gonna be maybe controversial, but it's okay to me. I'm gonna say Joe Burrow. I'm gonna say Joe Burrow. Yeah, and here's why. Ooh. He was hurting. When he was bad, and the season's not over yet, guys. We still got a whole other half. When he was hurting, when he was down, when his calf was hurting him, that team was down. He's getting healthier. He's getting better. The team is rolling. Higgins is back on track. They're winning games. They're beating the Buffalo Bills. They're beating teams they should be beating. Let me look at their schedule. They're hot right now. Obviously, they were 0-3 or something like that. Now all of a sudden they're 5-3. Dude, why isn't Joe Burrow considered for MVP? Why isn't he? The reason why that team was losing because he was hurt. The reason why they're winning is because he's healthy. Honestly, he's not. He might not have the stats and the numbers to back it up, but as far as value goes, That's proof right there. I'm sorry.
But
I think the Bengals.
him playing early on,
I think the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl.
you do.
Yes.
Do you think this guy that's playing close to me, Lamar Jackson, could have a say in that? Because they're one of the best teams in football right now.
No, Lamar's great. Lamar's great.
Do you think he is fighting for the MVP as we talk right now?
He should. He should be. I do think the MVP lies in the AFC. I think you can argue it's either Burrow, Lamar. I can't really justify anyone else having the MVP vote right now. You know, CMC talk that went away for a little bit. Hurts, you can talk about Hurts. I know I saw Hurts in the comments from Hunter. I guess that's a play. You can say Hurts, but man, I can't argue against Lamar or Burrow right now. I would lean towards Burrow.
Yeah. So Lamar right now has almost 2,000 yards. He's completing 71.5% of his passes.
But
Nine.
I'm not looking at
interceptions.
numbers though. I'm not looking at numbers. I'm looking at wins and who actually carries the team. I'm not saying Lamar doesn't carry the team, but could you see Huntley going out there winning the same quality of games, playing the same I don't think so, but I think it'd be close. I don't think we see
Really?
Burrow. I do, man. They
No
rely
way.
so much on Gus Edwards in that run game. Plus, you got this freaking Keith Mitchell kid coming out of nowhere, putting up 100+ yards. Anyone can go off. Gus Edwards has scored like 7 touchdowns in the
But do you
past
think
2 weeks. It feels like.
Lamar,
But I think Lamar is part of the reason
the
why
centerpiece, do you think he's the centerpiece that allows Gus Edwards to do that and
I do.
allows things because of his running ability?
Let me ask you
Opens
this.
everything up.
Let me ask you this. Down 14 in a playoff game on the road.
Whew.
Who do you want? Do you want Burrow or do you want Lamar? I'll ask you straight up. And I'm not putting Mahomes in this conversation because he is the true MVP.
Yeah.
He's like LeBron James where he should win it every year,
Yeah,
but we know he's not.
True.
Like he's the one who should be like honestly, he is the
It
most
comes to the
valuable.
point of we can't give it to you because we'll just give it to you every year.
Yeah, because it's not fair. You'd win 15 MVPs. Like he is the MVP. Like that. Don't get it don't get it twisted. Not just because Kyle's here. You know how much I love Mahomes. He is the most valuable player. But
you were trash talking him just last week.
Yeah, because it's coming up. Plus, he's not giving Kelsey the ball at all.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not playing. It pisses me off that Kelsey gets 4 targets. I'll just say that right now. Fantasy reason wise,
unless Taylor's there, then he gets all the targets. Are you kidding me?
Well, she should have showed up. But I'm just saying, and you hesitated. Down 14 in the 4th quarter on the road. It's got to be Burrow.
Does it? I can do more with Lamar than I can with Burrow.
Have you seen Lamar do it?
Yeah, I've seen Lamar do it. Have you not?
Have you seen Lamar do it consistently? Because Burrow, I trust Burrow. And I might be wrong. I might be dead ass wrong. But I'm taking the guy who's been to the Super Bowl. I'm taking the guy who's going to take his team on his back and win the game with his right arm.
Well, here's the thing. Swap quarterbacks on teams.
We're not doing that. We're not playing the game.
No. You can play that game because that's going to tell you the true story. If you're less likely to pick Lamar,
okay, I'll say this. We'll swap. That's fine.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews is a better tight end than Travis Kelce, yardage wise. If Joe Burrow goes over there,
what?
And Zay Flowers is breaking 1,000 yards plus, and Rashad Bateman's more than a 300-yard receiver.
No. I don't see that.
I don't see how you can't see it. Rashad Bateman's a great talented wide receiver, but he's being held down by that offense. He's doing his job.
Is he doing his job? I feel like he's not. He's not getting open.
He's not getting targets.
He's not getting open.
He's a contested catch player. Throw him contested balls.
When they do, he drops it.
They don't throw him contested balls. I have the numbers. He doesn't get the targets. He doesn't get contested catches. You know why? Because Lamar can't make those throws.
He can make what?
But he doesn't need to. Because they don't scheme that kind of ball.
Rashad Bateman is a jump ball guy, yes.
And how many times when they get into the red zone do they throw the corner jump ball route like every other team in the NFL? They don't ever throw it. Period. Because you know why? Because that offense isn't going to contested catch. They're more about movement. He's going here. He's running an RPO. We got Zay Flowers running a little this zigzaggy thing. They're not on that. So Rashad Bateman doesn't really fit that system.
Yeah, they want to do what Miami is doing right now. That's ultimately what they want to do. But
Is Jamar Chase going to be getting 1,600 yards receiving with Lamar Jackson? Is Joe Mixon
I think so.
Is Joe Mixon athletic enough and quick enough to be running these RPOs? Because I see
for sure is, yes.
I see a man. I see a shell of Joe Mixon. I do.
But the thing is, the RPOs make the linebackers second guess. So yes, it's going to help him in the long run because they have to decide, are they going for the quarterback or are they going for the running back? That split second creates that hole, that bigger lane for him to run through. If he's already doing it with whatever his name is, Burrow, then he can do it with Lamar. Guarantee you.
I love Lamar. You're not gonna make me say anything bad about him. Like I'm a big fan, but I don't know, man. Something about Joe Burrow and his moxie. And trust me, Dirtbag Dave can tell you, I was the biggest Burrow hater of all time. I thought this guy was gonna be a bust. I thought this guy was a trash bag. I thought he was just Johnny Manziel 2.0 mixed with maybe a little bit of Baker Mayfield. And he's proven me wrong. And I can admit when I'm wrong. Just like if Tua was a top 5 quarterback this week, I would have said, hey guys, I'm wrong. Sorry. But I'm not. I was wrong about Joe Burrow, and I'm kind of not wrong about Lamar. I thought this is who he was going to be. I don't ever see him going back to his 2019 season. That was incredible. But I do see Burrow keeping up his consistently great numbers. Now we're just talking lifetime. Would you rather have the rest of the season, rest of career, and I'd still go Burrow.
Yeah, for rest of their career, I would go Burrow just because I think Lamar is eventually just going to break down and get hurt.
Like has Lamar in the playoffs, Lamar doesn't deliver. Joe Burrow, all he does is deliver. We forget Buffalo lost to a coin flip, and that caused this whole dumb rule to come about. But the very next week or the very next game, Joe Burrow lost the coin flip, but they still won the football game. People forget that. Kyle knows. Kyle remembers. But most of the people forget, Josh Allen couldn't do it, but Joe Burrow did.
I'm just saying right now.
Joe Burrow does not get the respect that a Josh Allen gets or a Mahomes, and it's kind of ridiculous.
You're referring to what, the 2000 season? 2022 season? Or no, Lamar? 2019 season. That's Lamar? What you're referring to as one of his best seasons, right?
That's his MVP season.
Yeah. He's on pace right now. Maybe not touchdown-wise, but he's on pace to throw more yards. Potentially less interceptions and have more rushing yards.
He's on pace for all that? There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm so dumb if he is because I feel stupid. But
is he really? He's on pace to have more rushing touchdowns.
He's on my fantasy teams. I'll tell you that. Let me go to his stat. Let me go to. I don't believe this.
He might not break. How many games are we in right now? What week are we in?
We're about to go to week 10.
Okay, so he's definitely not gonna break the passing touchdown.
No way. He had like 40 that year.
Yeah, he's not going to. Not at all. He's not even going to come close. Might throw 20 this year. But passing yards, he'll break. And rushing yards, he'll probably go over 1,200 rushing yards this year and possibly have 10 rushing touchdowns.
That going to translate into winning the Super Bowl or getting to the Super Bowl? That's my question.
I don't know. They have the run game to do it. Gus Edwards is looking good. Can we talk about my fantasy team right now?
No, I don't want to talk about your fantasy team right now.
We talk about that right now. I have Gus Edwards. I have.
I don't care.
Kyron. What's his last name? Kyron Williams. Yeah. And I have Christian McCaffrey. Okay. Can we talk about that right now?
Yeah. What do you want to do? What do you want me to tell you?
Can Kyron Williams get healthy so I can just dominate my league?
That's not that impressive of a lineup, but if you think it's impressive, that's cool.
You don't think having Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams, and Gus Edwards?
I mean, if we're gonna talk fantasy rosters, we'll leave it to Hunter and Kyle. One of my league where I care about the most, I have Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams, Jalen Warren. I believe it's a little bit better than yours, buddy. But I'm not over here flexing.
Do you?
What?
Do you really think that's better than mine?
1,000%. Because Kyron Williams is easily look. Okay, all right. If you want to really talk about it,
Yeah, let's really talk about this.
What's the value of Kyron Williams getting rushed back and playing when Royce Freeman and Darrell Henderson are doing the exact same thing he was doing? What's the point? He's nothing special. He's just a guy. He can easily never come back this season, and they'll just run with Royce Freeman and Darrell Henderson.
But he is going to come back this
That's
season.
a fact of life.
He is going to come back this
now,
season.
Gus Edwards here, I wasn't lying when he had 7 touchdowns in a row, because I do believe he scored like 7 touchdowns in a row for the Baltimore Ravens. That ain't happening, buddy. That's stopping. So you're still going to.
He's just constantly doing it.
No, he is.
20 points, 28 points, 17 points.
Oh, awesome. Cool. When he doesn't score a touchdown, which he's not going to score, he's not Derrick Henry. So then you're going to get these 15 carries, 60 yards, you're getting 6 points. So that's why I'm saying, yes, Josh Jacobs and Jonathan Taylor is a way better duo than what you have over there, buddy. Because my guys are top elite guys who aren't being replaced, that catch footballs out of the backfield.
What's Jonathan Taylor doing this year?
He's fucking balling out. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He scored a touchdown this week. He's catching balls out of the backfield. He had like 89 yards in the first quarter last week, and they just stopped giving. He had one carry in the second half last week.
What that equate to for points?
Doesn't matter. He's balling out.
It does matter. We're talking about fantasy. It obviously matters.
Let me break down Hunter's. I guess. Hey, welcome to OUS Fantasy Football Podcast. We're talking fantasy football. Hunter says Stroud, Mixon, Mostert, Hill, Garrett Wilson, Komet, Jonathan Taylor, Ravens defense. Like, that's awesome. That's studs. Did you start CJ Stroud? That's my question. Because if you listen to the OUS Fantasy Podcast, I told you to, 1,000%.
And if you listen to Josh over there when it came to NFL draft season, I told you that CJ Stroud was the best quarterback in the draft this year.
And you were right. You're right. Although I said that to my brother, who's a Colts fan.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking about Richardson. I said, damn, because I drafted him, of course, Stroud everywhere. I'm like, damn, I drafted the best rookie quarterback in the draft. And he just gave me a side eye because we both know Richardson's pretty damn good too.
Yeah, he is. But CJ Stroud is something to like.
Listen, Hunter, I'm not just saying this to say it because it's trendy, because he just put up 51 points. Start Stroud over Trevor Lawrence every week going forward. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Trevor Lawrence is the check down king. They're relying on Travis Etienne way more than I thought they would on that ground game. Trevor Lawrence does not air it out at all. I've been telling you guys since the damn preseason, in the offseason. That's why I love Christian Kirk over Calvin Ridley, and I told y'all I would start CJ Stroud because he is not afraid to sling it. He does not turn the ball over. CJ Stroud is a monster.
He is. If you watched him against Georgia last year, you would have known that CJ Stroud was a complete, as everyone is saying, CJ Stroud is a stud.
My favorite thing about, one thing before we do go, my favorite thing about this is my buddy Sean. I play in a dynasty league with him. He's awful at fantasy football, but he's always in it. He's like making moves. Like he's not terrible, but he's just not great. He took CJ Stroud in our rookie draft, and he said, just the way Sean talks, he's like, I don't know, they said he failed his SATs or something like that. I don't give a fuck. Can you throw the ball? And that's exactly right. So many people are worried about his SATs or whatever he did. I don't know. Who knows?
The new Wonderlic. And we talked about this new Wonderlic as well.
It's like, can you throw the ball? Can you play football? That's it. Can you ball or not? Who cares if you can?
If you watched him against
whatever,
one of the greatest defenses in college football, maybe in the last decade, he looked really good. Looked very good. Looked like an NFL player playing against a really good college defense.
Imagine being the Panthers.
Yeah, and having that option and going for the little guy instead of the guy that looks like an actual quarterback.
I would have taken Richardson one. If I'm the Panthers, I would have taken Richardson.
That's who I would say. Stroud.
I know you would have. That's your guy. I would have said Richardson. Are you before we go, Levis?
Yeah. Ooh. Will Levis.
Actually, you know what? Rank the quarterbacks. Rank them all.
I haven't watched them all.
Rank them. Just rank them.
I mean, our guy at USC is number one, obviously.
I'm talking about these guys right here, the ones that are rookies.
Oh, the ones that are.
I don't care about crybaby back bitch over there. I don't care about Drake May. I care about quarterbacks now.
Wow. On how they're playing right now, I would go Stroud, Richardson.
Okay.
You're gonna make me have to remember the Carolina quarterback's name.
Bryce
Young. And then, I mean,
do you take Levis or Young? Which
I
one?
take Young over Levis.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
In that one game Levis played, I'm not talking about the Pittsburgh game. I don't count Thursday night games. Those only exist in my life.
Yeah.
But that one game, he looked better than Young his entire career.
Yeah, but he has a lot more around him than Young does as well.
I agree with that.
Yeah, he has a better supporting cast. I think Bryce Young is going to be good. It's just I don't think he was first overall pick worthy.
I agree with that. Considering the circumstances,
Yeah.
some people you have to take it into circumstances on an offensive line like that and weapons like that. You need a big, strong quarterback, not some little tiny guy.
And here's the thing to also think about. And I said this on our show. I think Carolina with Bryce Young is going to struggle getting talent at receiver because he puts wide receivers in bad situations when he throws the ball.
I agree.
He puts the ball in places where they'll get lit up, and I think receivers are not going to want to go there.
There you go. That's the final word.
Yeah. So yeah, make sure to follow us. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, Mugs and Balls, as well as the network, Finstock Sports. And we will be back next week. Do you have any final words for us, lipstick guy?
I put on banana chapstick. It's delicious. I do have final words, and it's not smart. It's not snarky. Don't start Tua against top defenses, guys. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it all week. And guess what? It don't matter if you lose to the Chiefs. Seriously, I want to say this to people, and you too, Josh. It's just a game, guys. It's okay. You don't need to be fighting over it. I see so many people on Twitter, your team can't win. Guys, just fucking live life, dude. We're all humans. Chill.
Can you also add in there that the bad snap was on Tua, not on Connor Williams?
I will never.